Hello friends, this is Amy. Welcome to my Christmas and July video. We've got some cute things here for tiered trays. Let's get started. So I've got a couple of things that I have picked up at Target. If you could see, those are kind of like a dad little decor pieces, and I'm just going to cover that up. I do sell some of these pretty papers on my Etsy shop, and this one happens to be a paper pack. So anyway, I eyeballed that by crinkling the edge so we kind of know the square to cut, and then just going to pick out one of those cute stickers from the pack and place that on there, and just make sure that fits nicely, and using some double-sided tape just to pop that inside of this square piece. I set that one aside, and then I decided to look at the other one. So dad joke loading, please wait. And this all needed to be kind of painted up, and so I painted the inside of that plus the base of it, and started looking for more cute pictures while that was drying, and I just used the same paper pack that I just used. And before I did any of the or put the sticker in there, I decided to go over the tops of both of these with the crimson red Waverly chalk paint. It just needed a little something to pop it out. And then pop that in there. Easy, easy, easy. Sometimes stickers are so much fun because you can do things so quickly. And I did cover it up with just a little varnish to keep that down, and sealed up. And there we go, number 1 and number 2. Let's move on to DIY number 3. Okay, this happens to be my favorite. So now when you are working with glass, it's best to clean it up with some alcohol, just to make sure you get all the grease and everything off of there so your paint sticks better. And so I am using the Rust-Oleum, and this is a blush pink. I was trying to come up with, okay, how could I get this color and that color to come up with a cute little the color of a face. And I thought, well, I'm going to try it and just see. And it turned out perfectly for, skin tone. And so I'm just going to get the eyes and, working with the bottom, the end of your paintbrush, toothpicks, things like that really help. It just helps you get a nice, perfect circle. And then as you see, I did a bead and I attached that with some good glue. And now I'm just adding little pieces, parts, and adding a little, it's going to be happy little Santa. And so he's got to have the rosy cheeks and the rosy little nose. And when you put down little white dots like that, it gives it a little shine, and it brings life to it. And while I was out doing this with the toothpick, I thought, I'm just going to put on some eyebrows. And that looks pretty cute. But later you'll see what I end up doing with it. And just add a little this and that. I have got some kind of some yarn, and I'd like to use it for this kind of thing. I'm making him a mustache and just using, the hot glue because it sticks really good, actually. Trim it around, do this and that to make it kind of curl up. And then I did actually put a little white glue just to kind of help with that curling up. So we've got his beard. And now I'm trimming that off, and then we're just going to add more of that yarn to give him hair in the back. No sense in painting all that because you're covering it up anyway. And if you wanted to go way to the top, that would work too. I just decided to go that low because I knew I was going to make a hat. And so just a little piece of your favorite fabric, and again, just wrap it around and, you know, work at it as you can and make it into a stocking cap. This happened to be my very favorite one of the day. I don't know, I have something for faces of snowmen, Santas, and gingerbread. So I love making those, and it's fun to see them come to light or come to life after you've worked with them. And hot glue works really good for a project like this. Pop on a little tassel, or you could do a bell, and it still needed a little more, and so I'm just putting on a little bit of a felt to give it a band. And now is when I'm looking at those pretty little eyebrows up there, and I'm thinking they are kind of fading away. I think we need to add some more. We need to add more. And so I'm going to put on a couple eyebrows using that same yarn that I did with the rest of it. You can see how that helps it, so he's really more Santa looking, and yeah, Santa's got a lot of hair, and so here's his nice eyebrows. And I wasn't quite done. I have got these cute little things here and there of just little, okay, like I had a card of these little pieces from Hobby Lobby of the ivy, and so I thought, well, I'm going to add one of those, and I did have to trim it down a little bit, and then little berries on it, and then I was happy with it. Isn't that cute? I am so happy with this little Santa. DIY number 4. Okay, we got to have, if we're going to have a tiered tray, we've got to do a rolling pin. So I'm doing it a little differently because I wanted it colorful. So I'm actually using fabric, and I have this nice, it's Arteza brand, and it's heat vinyl. And so I basically just got that ready, and I cut out with, you know, I've got die cuts. I cut out the word cocoa, and you just heat set it, and then it has this little covering over the top. You peel those off. It stayed on there so nicely. So I actually have a affiliate account with them, and I will put that in my description box. If you're interested in buying some of that, you get 10% off. And then this is my favorite double-sided glue, and it just sticks so nice, and that is why I use that. And just wrap it around. I just wanted to mention with these rolling pins that I'm really liking the fact that you can take them apart, and then that makes it so much easier to paint or stain or do whatever you're going to do with them. I got them at Hobby Lobby, and so for this I did end up using some of that antiquing wax to make the darker, you know, the brown. So I did that on the ends, and then I did that just on the little handles, and I ended up putting some glue in there to make sure things didn't move around and that wouldn't pop off. And so just putting a little string. Now my preference would have been something thicker, but I wanted it white, and that's all I had is this string, but I think it turned out cute. On to DIY number 4. Okay, so I believe this color is cashew or ivory, something like that. I didn't catch that. All I want to do is just put some color other than white on this, and I allowed that to dry. I just had these 2 little pieces that I glued together with wood glue. If you didn't already know this, wood glue works the best when you're gluing bare wood together. It holds so good. And so I brushed a little bit of that color on, and then I've got that antiquing wax again to just dry brush a little dirtiness onto it. Just some stickers that I had to put the word joy. And then I just used the 2 glues, the E6000 and the hot glue for, it's the long-term and the short-term holds. And it's something I've wanted to do with these little trees for a while. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but this is what I came up with. Turned out so nice and cute. And last but not least, DIY number 6. Okay, so I've got this clothesline string. I have a ton of it, and so every now and again I will be using this. You'll see this. So about 30 inches of that, and all I'm going to do is just start cutting some ribbon pieces and popping those in there, just tying them, depending on how well it stays, 1 or 2 dots. And then it's always good to pick up little jingle bells, during the season. So I'm lucky I had some of those, and just trim your ribbons down so they're, have a nice crisp edge, and threading my jingle bells with some coordinating string, and just keep going with what you got. Just kind of trimming that so everything's a little bit even. So I hope that you've enjoyed my tiered tray video. I certainly had a lot of fun with making this, and I'm looking at the very next video. I'm going to do the Christmas in July with ornaments, because I absolutely love to make ornaments, and so we will be doing some cute ornaments. I've got a ton of ideas already, and so please check into my DIY number 3 Christmas in July video. That'll be coming up next week. It's so cute when you can add these little ends to these little garlands. And so I had these chalkboard things from Dollar Tree. I buy those, pick them up and buy those as I see them, if they've got unique shapes. This one turned out really cute. It looks like a little, like chalkboard. Now I did this green because I wanted things to kind of pop out, but in hindsight I probably wouldn't have did this, but you'll see how I came up with decorating this later without the greenery in there. I just was trying to add color, and then things wouldn't stand up right. So that's part of it, I guess, is this trial and error. Pop that little cocoa rolling pin back there, couldn't even see it. So ended up moving things around anyway. But I love how it turned out. Ideally, put in some sprigs of some greenery. Those little bottle brush trees are cute. But I haven't seen a lot of that yet. I mean, I have, but I haven't purchased anything, like from Hobby Lobby. I tend to wait until things are on sale. So anyway, here's a close-up shot of what things look like. Again, Little Santa turned out to be my favorite. I just love those soft, kind eyes, and it just brings his, characters out with those light, the little dots of white. And the rest is just fun embellishments. Thank goodness that Christmas isn't here yet. I'm very grateful for that. I'm enjoying my summer, and fall becoming, and that is so much fun to decorate and to create for. So stay tuned for some fun things in the future. Thank you, my friends, for stopping in, and thank you for subscribing and liking. It really does help my channel. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.